The time to buy Fetch AI is now, and I'm going to explain to you why that is. Hey guys, Foxy's Trading here, back with another crypto video for you guys, and today we are back talking about Fetch AI. So first we're going to look at market structure, and then I'm going to go over some news later on in the video. So getting right into it, for everybody that watched my last video, you know that I called out, and you can back it up, you can check my last video. I said I wanted to see a sweep of this liquidity right over here and then possibly look for reversal signs. Now, why was I looking at this zone particularly? Because there is a weekly fair value gap right over here. You can see that this is an imbalance in price between these two wicks. This is where price tends to like to support and check if it wants to become support. Does it want to break through? And we see that in the past, it has held multiple times before, right? And what does price also like to do? It likes to sweep liquidity. That is simple market structure. Price always is looking for liquidity and then a reversal from that liquidity or a continuation, but many times it will be a reversal. So like I marked out here, I wanted to see a liquidity sweep. What happened now? We got the liquidity sweep and boom, straight up we go. You can see how quickly it reversed, right? We got the one sweep and then we got a second sweep and then boom, we went to the upside. So everybody that bought in when I was calling out in this area, very, very nice. We are up. Let's see, how much are we up? You were up 50%. As of right now, you are up 40% if you set a limit here. So good job. Congratulations on that. Now, where do I want to see price headed into the future? Well, obviously, we need to start creating some higher highs and forming a bullish trend, because as we know, a higher high followed by a lower high, followed by a higher low is a bullish uptrend, right? So we got that high, that low, the higher high, the lower, the higher low, and then we go to the upside, right? So that is what we are looking for. Now we are starting to get that on the daily. If we close the daily like this, we close above here and we close above here, right? So we're taking out two previous highs and we are making higher highs from those points. And then I want to see us close above there. Right? So that is my targets. Those are my targets for a short-term bullish trend. And then there is quite a while to go before the next area of a higher high, right? Which would be over here. But once price gets into this point, we're going to be looking very good. We're going to be looking very, very good. It's going to be looking very bullish, right? And then obviously, once this is taken, well, just look at where the next high is, right? And that is beautiful because that from, let's just say, the bottom of there, that is 184% gain, right? Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen in the next 2 days. I am hoping that this is going to happen in the next couple of weeks, okay? Because I am very bullish on Fetch AI. I think AI is here for the future. AI is not going anywhere, and it is a very, very strong sector of crypto to be in, okay? What else is interesting? There's two more things I really want to talk about. One, RSI on the weekly, right? So this is a additional confirmation why we should be buying. You can see how oversold it is. So don't think just because it went up 30%, 40%, 50%, whatever it was, that you have missed out on your opportunity. The opportunity is not gone. We are still heavily oversold. And I still think anywhere in this area is still a good buying zone. Now, just in a little while, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to have a look. If you missed the opportunity of the sweep, where to get in, right? But this is just another confirmation that we are going to start possibly looking for a reversal to the upside. Now, the last confirmation, which not a lot of people look at, but it is a key thing to look at. When you go to CoinMarketCap, look at the volume, 380%. That might be the most I have ever seen so far on a coin. Now, what does this mean? This means people are buying. This can be banks. This could be financial institutions. This could be whales. And these are also me and you, normal people that are investing in Fetch AI. But you don't always see a number like this. If you just go on a random day, right? If you go on a random day where price, let's just say, is in this area, this is kind of going to be no man's land, right? Because we are far from this and we are far from a high, right? That's going to be no man's land. I guarantee you it's going to be at around 30% volume because people are not buying in a random zone. These zones that I am marking up, they are not random zones. They are very strategic zones that happen in the market over and over every single day. Whether it's on a weekly time frame, whether it's on a 5-minute time frame, they show up everywhere. And when you continue to watch my videos, you're going to start to see these fair value gaps and you're going to be able to picture it on your own. If you go to other coins, you're going to see it. You're going to see, and you're going to see how price respects these areas. These are not random areas. So this is another confirmation. When people are buying, you want to be buying also, right? You want to buy the dip and sell the top. And everybody is buying the dip because they understand that all of these things that I have talked about are the buying opportunity. So let's break it down one more time before I look at news, okay? So 1, we get into the fair value gap. Fantastic. 2, we sweep liquidity. Amazing. 3, we look at the RSI. It is heavily oversold. 4, volume on coin market cap is at an insane high and is still going up. And number 5 will be once we close the daily above these zones. So you can see just in this opportunity right now, you have 5 confirmations of why you should be buying, right? This isn't a random purchase in this zone. These are 5 very, very strong confirmations of why you should be buying. So just very quickly, for the people that were not able to get in and think that their opportunity is gone, I do not think so. So there's 2 ways you guys can play this out, right? You can buy in here and hope that it's going to still rise, right? Which is absolutely fine because from 30 cents to 20 cents, it's not a huge difference, right? It's a little bit, but not the greatest in terms of the long-term picture when we're starting to look at $2, for example, right? So you can get in right now. There's also zones you can look for to get in, right? So a zone I see on the 4-hourly right away, and this is a little bit down, which I don't think it will get to, but I'll mark up 2 zones for you. This zone right here, I'm going to mark it out in gray for you. This zone is a strong zone. Why? Because price tapped into it and it did not break through right away. It respected it before it broke through, right? So this could be a strong zone, but I think this zone is a little bit too far down, right? So this would be your number 1 great buying zone because it is such a premium discount, okay? But I don't think we're going to get there. But the zone I do think we could retest if price doesn't just absolutely expand for the rest of the day is this zone right over here, because we pretty much had the same idea that we had here. Price went into the zone and it tested it for a few hours, 8 hours, before it wanted to break up to the upside, right? It took some money, it got some liquidity, it said, okay, where are we going? And it said, all right, I want to go higher. So this now becomes your next strong support zone. So from 26 cents to 24.6 to 0.246, that's where I would be buying, right? In this zone, I would be looking for price to hopefully retest this zone before it wants to push higher. So that would be my buying opportunity for anybody that has not purchased yet, or if you want to scale in, right? Those would be my 2 purchases. Now, do I think price is going to go down a little bit? Possible. I want to see what Bitcoin is doing, right? Because I still think Bitcoin needs to sweep out these lows right here because they are just a low hanging fruit. And you can see we have been going on a downtrend, right? and it looks like it wants to sweep liquidity. It has swept liquidity to the upside before going to the downside. So why would Bitcoin not want to grab liquidity to the downside before we start making new all-time highs, right? And if we do go down $2 more thousand, then where is my fetch? Then I do think this zone is possible, okay? So that was my market analysis. I know that was a long segment. Sorry for that. I don't know if you guys like long videos, if you like it sped up, but I wanted to really go in depth for you. Now, looking at some of the news. You know what? I think I might make a separate video for this because there is 15 things that they have done in October, and that is a lot. So maybe I will make a new video, just like a what has Fetch done in October, and talk about less market structure in that one, talk about more of the news so you guys understand kind of what they are doing. But one very quick thing I could mention in this video is that they have executed their first token burn. And as we know, burns for crypto are very good because when you burn a token, that means there is less of it in the market, and that means it raises price, right? So if you have, I'm going to give a very easy example for some of the people that don't know really what the burn means. Let's just say you have 50 apples, right? And all of those apples are marked out as $1. Now, if 40 of those apples get burned and there's only 10 apples left, those 10 apples have significantly went up in value because there is less of them out there for people to consume. So naturally, those 10 apples would now, let's just say, double in price. And that is how the crypto burn also works. I hope that explanation is pretty simple. So that is it for Fetch.ai today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. It really does mean a lot. And make sure you guys do your own research because I'm not a financial advisor. And I'll see everybody in the next video.